explain the setup. And forgive me, those of you who know the setup, you've heard this before, but I'd like to share it with those of us who are new to gentle yoga, how I like to set up. So please have a sturdy chair. Even if you feel like you're able to sit on the floor with good posture, we do all our seated postures in this class in a chair, which can cultivate strength and good alignment and make sure that we stay in a neutral spine. For those of us who are interested and able to get down to the floor, and maybe some of us haven't been down to the floor in a long time, I'd like to share with you a safe way to make your way up and down from the floor using the chair. So you might turn to face your chair. You might bend your knees, hinge at your hips, stick your bottom way back so your spine stays neutral, and then use the chair as a support. Make sure that it's not going to slip or slide from under you. One knee, then the other knee. Make your way to hands and knees, and then you might ease yourself onto your mat, onto your back. And I'll turn this way so you can hopefully see me a little bit better. And for some of us, when we're lying on our back, it's much more comfortable to have bent knees. So feel free to bend your knees if that's true for you. For some of us, extending our legs out long might be comfortable. You're welcome to do that if that's true for you. So take a moment to get comfortable, figure out what posture is nicest. Your hands might rest on your body or at your sides. If your chin pokes way up, you might put a little support under your head. You might take a folded towel or a little pillow to support your head. But please don't use a big, heavy, tall pillow because that tends to bring your neck out of alignment and flatten your neck out. And then for those of us who need or prefer to stay in a chair, you might have a pillow that you can rest your back against so that as we begin the practice, you're supported in the chair. So take this time to get settled, either in the chair or on the floor. You might take an easy breath in and let it out with a sigh. Give yourself this opportunity to be present. We're all here physically in our own little spaces, but mentally, if you're anywhere else, come on home to this body, this breath, and this moment. So something that I discovered one day when I was stuck in a traffic jam and I was late for my yoga class, and I was sitting at a traffic light stewing and looking at my watch and thinking, I'm going to be late for my yoga class, I'm going to be late for my yoga class, and I could feel my heart rate accelerate. And then I thought to myself, well, why do I have to wait till the yoga class starts to practice? There's nothing I can do right now to move any faster than I'm moving. So why don't I calm my breath, improve my posture, get to the class as soon as I can make it. But when I arrive, to arrive in that state of presence and that state of yoga. So yoga is something we can do not just on the mat, but off the mat in our daily lives. Yoga gives us the tools to be present with whatever arises and to skillfully navigate all the varied waves of our lives. So we'll begin in just a minute. I'm watching the clock. sitting in the chair, lying on the floor. So welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Carol Krucoff, and I'm here in my yoga room in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I'm delighted that you've joined us this morning. So as we make the transition to our yoga practice, I invite you to let go of all thoughts of where you've been. Release your concerns, your plans, your anticipation about what's to come. For the next hour, I invite you to keep your attention and your awareness focused on where you are right here, right now, in the present moment. We begin our practice by turning our attention inward and observing our breath. At first, without trying to change or control or manipulate the breath in any way, just notice the breath. Notice all the sensations of the breath as it enters your body and as it leaves your body. You might notice where you feel the most prominent sensations of breath. Maybe you feel the coolness of the air on your nostrils as you breathe in. Perhaps it's a little warmer as you breathe out. And you might observe the breath as it makes its way through your inner landscape, noticing the places and spaces that respond to the breath. What parts of you move as you breathe? What parts of you stay still? Just notice. And in this period of self-inquiry, as we make the transition from our outer-directed lives to our inner-directed yoga practice, I would invite you to do a little check-in. Right now, in this moment, just sitting here or lying here, what do you notice? And you might first turn your attention to your physical body. What's present today, right now, in your physical body? Send your awareness all through your inner landscape, curious about what's going on with your muscles, your bones, your joints, your cells. And as you do this body scan, please have an attitude of kindness and self-compassion. Not about judging yourself, but just curious, interested in the truth of things. What's here? What's present? And practice the art of welcoming whatever shows up. Can you treat it with kindness and let it be, just as it is? And then you might also check into the more subtle parts of yourself. How are your energies today? What's going on in your energetic body? Perhaps you're feeling fatigued today. Perhaps you're all wound up. Perhaps your energies are somewhere in between. Again, just curious, interested in what's here. Sensing in now to the emotional heart. What emotions are arising in this moment? What do you notice? What's here? What's present? And then sensing into the thinking mind. Are there any recurrent thoughts, perhaps, in the mind? Again, treating this with a sense of kindness and self-compassion. Interested in the truth of things in this moment. And trusting in the teachings of yoga that we are all whole and complete just as we are. And then when you're ready, at your own time, please bring your attention to the back of your body and feel all the points of contact between your body and the support underneath it, either the floor or the chair. You might feel your buttocks resting on the seat of the chair or on the floor, your back supported. And then what would it be like as you exhale to completely release your body weight into that support, so that each exhalation becomes an opportunity to let go. You might do a little body scan and ask yourself the question, what can I let go of that I don't need to be holding on to in this moment? Relax your face. Soften the backs of your eyes, the inside of your mouth. Quiet your jaw and your tongue. Allow your shoulders to rest back. Soften your belly. Release your buttocks. And then as you're ready, begin to invite your breath more deeply into your body. If you like, you might bring your hands to rest just below your belly button, somewhere on your lower abdomen, keeping the elbows heavy and the shoulders quiet. And begin to welcome the breath as fully and completely as you comfortably can. And you might notice that when you breathe in fully and completely in this manner, your belly might round. You might feel your belly swell against your hands. And then as you exhale, you might feel the belly sink inward just a bit. Breathing in, the belly rounds. Breathing out, the belly sinks. So please just stay with this relaxed abdominal breath for a few moments. If other thoughts occur, notice without judgment that your mind is chattering. Stay with the breath. Stay here. Be present. Breathing in, the belly rounds. Breathing out, the belly sinks. And then at your own time, please bring one or both hands to your rib cage. Let your hands just settle on your ribs. And the hand position is just a way to bring the attention to the movement of breath here in the rib cage. So for the next few breaths, see if you can notice how the ribs move as you breathe. Breathing in, the belly will still round. And now can you feel your ribs expand? Side to side and front to back on the inhale. And on the exhale, everything softens inward. Breathing in, the belly rounds. The ribs expand side to side, front to back. Breathing out, everything softens. And then when you're ready, bring one or both hands to the upper chest. And again, the hands are just a way to bring the attention to the movement here. Can you feel the rise and fall of breath now in your upper chest? Just filling and emptying. We'll leave one hand on the upper chest, let the other hand drift to the low belly. And we'll linger here for a few rounds of 3-part breath. On the inhalation, the belly rounds, the ribs expand, the upper chest broadens and fills. And on the exhalation, everything softens. Breathing in, the belly rounds, the ribs expand, the upper chest fills. Breathing out, everything quiets. So continue for a few more breaths, this 3-part breath. And as you play with a 3-part breath, you might notice that there's movement not just in the front of your body where your hands are resting, but can you feel that there's movement in the sides of your body and even in the back of your body, so that as your belly rounds, your back waist fills. As your upper chest fills, your upper back fills. And on the exhalation, everything softens. And when this feels complete, allow your hands to rest either in your lap or at your sides. And as we begin to move through our posture practice this morning, please stay connected to the breath. The breath is that thread that sews together our body and our mind and keeps us in the present moment. And if you find that you're not breathing comfortably, if there's any compromise to your breath, it might indicate that you're straining or that something is wrong. So if that's the case for you, if your breath is compromised, back off whatever you're doing until your breath is easy and comfortable. As always, with yoga, we take each movement to the point of challenge, but never strain. So let's go through our little range of motion sequence warm-up. At your own time, when you're ready, please begin to turn your head from side to side, just nice and easy. Turn your chin towards one shoulder, back to the center and over to the other shoulder. If you're on the floor, try not to pick up your head, just turn it from side to side. And as you do this, you might be curious about how this feels. What do you notice? Does one side move a little more easily than the other? Do you have a preference? Interested in your body and its habits. And then when you're ready, please turn your head as far as it will comfortably go in the direction of your dominant hand. And then let it stay there for a few breaths. Invite the opposite shoulder and shoulder blade to release down in the direction of the floor. And then from that place of grounding, you might continue rotating your head just a teeny bit more in the direction of your dominant side. Don't struggle or strain or push anything. If it's interesting, you might tuck your chin a little bit, just feeling into sensation. Making sure the breath is easy, and then at your own time, make your way back to the center. Put your head on straight, square it off. Easy breath in, and as you exhale, turn your head the other way, whichever way you didn't go the first time, so toward your non-dominant hand this time. Noticing how that feels. Does it move more easily? Is it more restricted? Is it the same? Just curious. Invite the opposite shoulder and shoulder blade to drop in the direction of the floor from that place of grounding. Perhaps continue rotating just a teeny bit more in that same direction. Maybe tuck the chin a little bit, breathe into sensation. Make sure the inside of your mouth is quiet, your teeth are apart, your tongue is relaxed. And then let's make our way back to the center. For those of us on the floor, if your knees are not bent, please go ahead and bend your knees. We'll take an easy breath in. On an exhalation, please hug your right thigh in towards your chest. You can hold the thigh or use a strap or let your arms rest by your sides. For those of us in the chair, we'll extend our right leg up, and then all of us together, let's circle the right ankle. Easy circles one direction, big lazy circles, and then circles in the other direction. Make sure that your breath is steady and comfortable. Get that full range of motion in the ankle. Good, then we'll quiet the foot. On the inhalation, extend the leg up toward the sky. On the exhalation, bend the knee. We'll do this a few times, moving with the breath. Breathing in, the leg moves toward straight. Breathing out, the knee bends. See if you can synchronize length of movement with length of breath. For those of us on the floor, inhaling up, exhaling down. Don't worry if your leg won't go all the way straight. That's fine. Just do the best you can. The next time the leg's in the up position, We'll flex and point the foot a few times. Breathing. And maybe circle the ankle one way and then the other. And then let's go back to the flexed position. Let your heel extend away. At the same time, press your sacrum down, either into the floor or toward the back of the chair. As your toes drop down in the direction of your nose, feel that two directions of energy in your leg, the heel extending away, the sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of the spine, pressing back. And when you're ready, bend the right knee. If you're on the floor, the right ankle will go to the left thigh. For those of us in the chair, it might be a better choice to bring your ankle to the opposite shin. Breathe into this. For many of us, this is enough. Stay right here and breathe. For those of us on the floor, if you'd like a little more, you might consider picking up your left foot, hugging your left thigh in. If you do this, keep your head on the floor, please. Don't pick your head up. Breathe into this. For those of us in the chair, if we'd like to do a little more, we might slide our ankle up to our thigh, if that's available. But please don't strain or struggle or push yourself. Find that place where you're feeling a challenge and breathe into that sensation. One more breath here. And then as you're ready, bring both feet to the earth. And just take a moment to notice the effects of that little practice. Do you feel any difference in the right leg and the left leg? Just curious, interested in what's here. Let's give the left leg a turn. So easy breath in. On an exhale, if you're on the floor, hug your left thigh in. If you're in the chair, extend the left leg out. And then we'll all make those big ankle circles one way and the other. So our ankles act like shock absorbers for our body. So it's really helpful to have flexibility in our ankles in case we stumble. It might keep us from falling. So make sure that you rotate the ankle, and it's a nice practice to do every day, to take your joints through their full range of motion every day. And then we'll quiet the foot. On the inhalation, we'll extend the leg up toward the sky. On the exhalation, we'll bend the knee. We'll do that a few times, moving with the breath. Breathing in, the leg extends. Breathing out, the knee bends. Don't rush. See if you can synchronize movement with breath. And if you need more than one breath to do the movement, that's fine. Just don't hold your breath. Keep the breath flowing. The next time the leg's in the up position, let's all meet there, and we'll flex and point the foot a few times. Notice what fires up when you do that. Maybe you feel your calf, your Achilles, your hamstrings, all those muscles in the back of the leg. And then maybe circle the ankle again, one way and the other. And let's go back to that flexed position, though. The heel extends away, and at the same time, the sacrum presses back. So feel that two directions of energy in the leg. Letting the leg be as straight as it's going to get today. And then when you're ready, bend the left knee. If you're on the floor, the left ankle goes to the right thigh. For those of us in the chair, the ankle might go to the shin. Breathe into this. For many of us, this is enough. Stay right here. If you're ready for more and you're on the floor, you might pick up your right foot and hug the right thigh. If you're in the chair, you could slide the ankle up to the thigh if that's available. But as always, do not struggle or push yourself. Find that place where you're getting a challenge, but you're not straining. And if you're not sure if you're straining or not, check with your breath. If your breath is compromised, it's telling you something. So back off till you have easy breath. Good. One more breath here. And then as you're ready, both feet come to the ground. And then for those of us on the floor, please bend both your knees, roll to your side, and let's make our way into the chair. We'll all do some chair practice together. And for those of us who might want to use the chair as a support to get up, we might doggy walk our way to our chair. Bring our hands to the chair. Make sure it's stable. One foot comes forward, the toes of the back foot tuck under, and we use our legs and our arms on the chair to bring ourselves to a sitting position. So let's all find seated mountain pose. You might shamelessly reach under your bottom, move the flesh away. Find those sit bones right at the base of the pelvis. There's two knobs. Those are the sit bones. Move the flesh away. I think I'll take off my sweater. It's getting warm. And I'll turn to the side so perhaps you can see a little bit better. Sit bones on the chair, and then the very top of your head, the crown of your head, up toward the sky. So rooting down through the sit bones, feet on the floor, lifting up through the crown of the head. And see if you can position your head so that your ear is over your shoulder is over your hip. This is called a neutral spine, and it's the healthy position for our spine in our daily life. So if you catch yourself, later today you're sitting around and your spine is all shaped like a C, see if you can find your sit bones, find your crown, find seated mountain pose. Let's let our arms just dangle at our sides, and let's let our arms kind of swing a bit. See if you can keep that nice tall seated mountain pose. So I've got both my arms going in the same direction. Let's have one forward and one back. Check on your breath, make sure you're breathing. That's the only thing you have to do in this class. You gotta breathe. Please keep breathing. And then we'll let our arms slow down until they're just hanging at the side. When you're ready, using the strength of your shoulders and your upper back, on the inhalation, take your shoulders up as high as they'll go in the direction of your ears, and on an exhalation, let them go. Let's do that again. Inhale them up, squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. If you want to make a sound when you let go, you're welcome to. Good, inhale them up. And exhale, drop your shoulders. Good, circle the shoulders around. So many of us hold the weight of the world on these shoulders. So see if you can give them a break. And let's switch the direction of that circle. Good, and let's bicycle the shoulders around. One up, one back, one forward, one down. Switch the direction of your bicycle. Good, and don't worry if you hear some noises in your shoulders. As long as the noises aren't accompanied by pain, it's fine. I'm hearing some noises in my shoulders this morning. And then rest your hands on your lap. So using the action of pressing the hands into your legs, see if you can use that action to do a little back bend. Just lifting the chest. Let your gaze go up. Keep the back of your neck long. Don't drop your head back. Just a little seated back bend, reversing that curve many of us tend to get in. Let the shoulder blades hug together. Shoulders are down. And then come back to sitting tall. Good. Let's do that one more time. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your sit bones on the chair. Press your hands down. Use that action to lift your chest. Shoulder blades hug together. Gaze is up, but the back and the neck stays nice and long. Little back bend. If you're ready for more, you could take one or both hands off your lap. If that's too much, use the support of your hands. Keep the breath steady and then come back to sitting tall. Good job. So from here, let's pick up our heels, and then we'll put down our heels. We'll keep our heels on the ground and we'll lift the rest of the foot up and down. Heels up and down, toes up and down, heels up and down. Let's lift the right heel and the left toes, and then back, left heel and right toes, and back. Do that a few times, alternate. Breathing, always breathing. Good, and then rest. Let's keep our heels on the ground. Lift the rest of the foot up off the ground. Spread your toes as wide as they'll go. Can you have no toe touching another toe? Your feet might not do that. Just do the best that you can. But strengthening and stretching our feet is also really important for our balance. Now let's curl the toes. The toes are in a foot fist. Spread them out, curl them in. Spread the toes of the right foot, but keep the toes of the left foot curled. Curl the toes of the right foot, spread the toes of the left foot. And then alternate this a few times. Keep your posture nice and tall, shoulders are quiet. Easy breath. Good. And let's keep the heels on the ground, the rest of the foot up off the ground, hands just above the knees. And let's windshield wiper the feet, side to side. And as you do this, do your best to keep the rest of your legs still and quiet. So if your knees are moving around or your thighs are moving around, can you quiet them down? So we've got the American car windshield wipers going, at least I do. So let's go European car, out and in. Good, keeping the rest of the leg quiet, side to side, out and in, and then rest your feet. So let's pick our hands up, palms are forward, upper arms snug against our sides. Let's curl our fingers into bear claws, and let's spread them out nice and wide. Let's curl them into bear claws, spread them out nice and wide, and let's make a fist. So can you make a very soft fist? So a lot of us, when we make a fist, oh, we white knuckle and we got tension all up our arms. That's not the kind of fist I'm encouraging. So really soft fist, no tension in your arms, your knuckles are not white. You might imagine you have a baby bird in your hands. Spread your fingers, bear claw, soft fist. Spread your fingers, bear claw, soft fist. Let's rotate the left hand toward the back wall. Spread your fingers, bear claw, soft fist, bear claw, soft fist, bear claw, spread your fingers, bear claw, spread your fingers, bear claw, spread your fingers, soft fist, bear claw, spread your fingers, shake it out. So let's play the piano. Let's play the violin. Let's play the violin with the other hand. Ooh. Let's play the cello. Let's play the cello with the I never played the cello with the other hand. And let's shake it out. Let's pat our feet, shake our hands. So see if you can create movement in your hands and your feet. And at the same time, can you be still in your torso? So the hands might go up, hands might come down, arms might go out, arms might go back, hands might go right and feet to the left, back to the center, hands to the left, feet to the right, back to the center, right hand and right leg to the right, left hand and left leg to the left. So we're in the sun god pose. And then come on back. And then let's quiet our limbs, bring our palms right over our heart. If you're comfortable closing your eyes for a moment, I invite you to do that and notice your heartbeat. Can you feel your heart's response to that practice? A lot of energy. Maybe send some gratitude to your heart. It speeds up when we need it, slows down when we need it, hopefully. Some gratitude to the heart. And then when you're ready, let your hands rest. So let's play with our chair stand pose. I'll turn sideways so hopefully you can see this a little better. If you're not already toward the front of your chair, please make your way to the front of your chair. Sit bones on the chair, crown of the head lifted. You've got that nice neutral spine. And let's find the hip hinge. That's the crease where the leg meets the torso. And we'll put our pinky into that just to make that landmark, because this is a really important landmark to keeping good posture, avoiding back pain or vertebral fracture for those of us with compromised bone. So we'll inhale, get nice and tall. On the exhalation, let's hinge from the hips, keeping that neutral spine. Activate the legs, press your legs into the ground as if you were going to stand, but then don't stand, just relax and sit back. So that's the as if I was going to stand practice. And for some of us today, that's enough. We'll stay with that. So let's do that again. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, hinge from the hips. activate the legs as if you were going to stand, but then don't stand. So stay with this if this is appropriate for you. For those of us who are interested and able to stand today, we'll inhale, get tall, exhale, hinge from the hips, use the strength of the legs to make our way to standing, and then to sit again, we'll bend the knees, we'll stick the bottom way back, we'll float the arms forward, and we'll slowly lower ourselves into the chair. And we'll do this a few times. Inhale, get tall, exhale, hinge from the hips. Use your legs to rise, and then to sit again, stick the bottom way back, bend the knees, arms float forward. As slowly as you comfortably can, lower yourself in the chair. So practicing this is a very good way to strengthen your legs, strengthen your balance, and it's such an important life skill, being able to get up and down from a chair on your own. And for those of us who want even more challenge, you might hover your bottom just above the chair seat in the public restroom pose, keeping the breath easy, slowly lowering. And then when you're ready, if you're going to be standing today, let's come to standing. And let's stand right next to the chair so you can use that chair for support. If you need or prefer to sit, if it's available to you, you might sit forward in the chair with that nice tall spine. That can be quite challenging. But if you feel like you're collapsing, then back yourself up, use the support of the chair. Be where you need to be. You are in charge of your practice. I'm the guide. You are the boss. You're the only one who knows how it feels. For those of us who are standing, feet directly under the sit bones. Hold on if you need to, lift and spread your toes, and then set your toes on the earth. Nice and wide stance as best you can. And then relax your feet, feel them snuggle into the earth. All four corners of the feet, the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, inner and outer heel planted. From that place of grounding, energize your legs. Let your tailbone get heavy. Don't tuck it under, but don't tip it up either. Keep it in neutral. Ever so gentle little hug in the low belly. Don't suck in your gut. Don't restrict your breath or create hardness. Just create a little support, a little tone for the low back. We'll lift the ribs away from the pelvis, drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Top of the head extends to the sky. So again, if somebody was looking at you from the side, ear over shoulder, shoulder over hip, hip over knee, knee over ankle. From here, when you're ready, on an inhalation, let's take the arms forward and up, only as high as is comfortable for you today. On an exhalation, the arm goes down. So for those of us in the chair, we might look more like this. Next, let's inhale the right arm up, turn the head to the left. And on the exhalation, come on down. Next inhalation, the left arm up, goes up. We turn the head right. Exhale back down. Now let's start the lift in the upper chest. On the inhale, we'll lift the chest, rotate the palms out, thumbs toward the back wall, shoulder blades hug together, gaze is up, but the back of the neck is long, and exhale back. So it's just a little standing back bend. Inhale. Palms rotate out, shoulder blades hug together, breathing in and out. So this may be enough for you. If you want more, you could add your arms, inhaling the arms out and up. Palms may come together, straight down the center line of your body, resting at your heart. And do this a few times at your own pace. If your shoulders are fussy, you might want to go low. Don't lift the arms so high if your shoulders are a little fussy today. So make your salutation suit you, whatever fits your body today, whatever feels like it's enjoyable, challenging, but it's not a struggle. You're able to maintain a nice, easy breath, breathing in, gathering energy, breathing out, taking that energy to your heart. The next time you have your palms together in front of your chest, let's meet there. We'll do our flying crane pose. On the inhale, the arms go out to the side. We pick up the right heel. On the exhale, we come back. Next inhalation, arms go out to the side. We pick up the left heel. Exhale back. For some of us, this is enough. Stay here. For some of us, we might be able to pick more of the foot up off the floor, maybe come all the way up to the toe. That might be available. For some of us, we might get the whole foot off the floor, and that might be available. So find whatever variation suits you. Don't struggle or strain. For those of us in the chair, if you're near the front of the chair, that can be quite a challenge. So if you need to scoot back in the chair, that's fine. So anywhere on this continuum, any variation that suits you is fine. Finish the one that you're on. The next time you have your hands together at your heart center, we'll meet there. We'll bring the fingers up toward the sky. The forearms come in towards each other as we lift the arms. We'll inhale, open the arms, and exhale, close the arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. This time we'll inhale, open. Keep the breath steady as you lift the shoulders and drop the shoulders. Lift the shoulders and drop the shoulders. One more time, lift them up, drop them down. Let the arms rest, just dangle. Sit or stand as tall as you can, gentle twist. Easy does it. As if somebody behind you was calling your name. Can you see them over your right shoulder? Can you see them over your left shoulder? And then make your way back to the center. From here, finding the breath, feet on the floor, head in the sky. We'll inhale the arms out to the sides. On an exhale, we'll drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep the breath steady. Let's rotate the palms up so the thumbs go towards the back wall. On an inhalation, spread your wings, take up more room. Get even bigger on an exhalation, hug yourself. Cross your arms over your chest, hug yourself, and just gently rock your own sweet self. Because you love yourself, I hope. Come back to the center, lift your elbows off your chest. Elbows go right, head goes left. Come back to the center, elbows go left, head goes right. Come back to the center. Keep your chest lifted without rounding your back. Keeping the chest lifted, drop your chin to your chest. Breathe into the back of your neck. Breathe into your back. Just feel the breath moving. And then while you're here, notice which arm you put on top. Let's put our heads back on straight. Notice which arm you put on top because we're going to switch it. On the inhalation, we'll extend the arms out to the side again. On the exhalation, we'll drop the shoulders down. Keeping the breath flowing, we'll rotate the palms up, thumbs toward the back wall, palms up toward the sky, shoulders down. Finding the breath, inhale, spread your wings, take up more room, get bigger, get wider. On the exhalation, hug yourself, but put the other arm on top. Whichever arm you didn't have on top the first time, and then we'll gently rock. We'll come back to the center. Let the elbows come off the chest, elbows go right, head goes left. Make your way back to the center, elbows left, head right. Make your way back to the center. Lift the chest, keep the chest lifted as you relax the chin. Breathing into sensation. And when you're ready, put your head on straight. Relax your arms down, shake it out. So let's go, for those of us who are standing, let's go either behind the chair, if that feels more stable, or turn to face your chair, or use a wall, whatever you like. Find mountain pose. Those of us sitting, sit nice and tall. And then all of us together will lift the heels up as high as is comfortable, and then we'll bring the heels down. This is called palm tree. We'll do this a few times. Breathing in, the heels lift up. Breathing out, they come down to the earth. So keep the breath easy, whatever breath pattern is most interesting to you. Don't struggle with your breath. The next time the heels are up, what would it be like to stay there? And maybe take one hand off the support. Maybe switch, take the other hand off the support. Maybe take both hands off the support, maybe not today. For those of us in the chair, we might be playing up toward the front. We might even take one foot off the ground and then the other foot off the ground. We might play with our balance in that manner. Make sure the breath is steady, and then as you're ready, bring your heels to the earth. So those of us standing, we'll play with Warrior 3. Let's send roots down the left leg, extend the right leg back. The toe can be touching down. And maybe keeping the toe touching down and taking your hands off the support is plenty today. You might play with that. Maybe you might want to lift that leg off the ground, keeping softness to the standing knee. Maybe you can take the hands away from the chair, maybe not. So anywhere on that continuum is fine. Those of us in the chair might lift one leg up and play with our seated Warrior 3 position. Maybe we'll need or prefer to keep one foot on the floor. Arm position, whatever you choose. One more breath here, balancing on that left leg, and then we'll come back to mountain pose. Take a moment to notice what's present. And then we'll send roots down the right leg. The left leg goes back, the toe might touch down. So what's your balance like on this side? Maybe taking the hands off the chair, maybe lifting the leg up. So in Warrior 3, if you're doing the standing version, as high as the leg goes, that's how low the upper body goes. You're like a seesaw. The arms could go to the sides, the arms can come forward. So you pick, they can touch down. So you're the boss. Find that Warrior 3 variation that's most interesting to you. Also in the chair, find that Warrior 3 variation, this time the other leg's coming up. And if you find that you're collapsing, then you might, and you're in the chair, you might put your back against the chair to support this position. So find that place where your breath is easy, you're feeling challenged, but you're not struggling. So one more breath here, and then make your way back to mountain. So let's come to a wide stance. If you're standing, your toes might come all the way off your mat. If you're sitting, you might want to widen up toward the front of the chair. And then all of us together will bring our hands to our hips. Remember, our hips are down here. This is our waist. These are our hips. Very important, because when we bend, we want to bend from the hips. If we bend from the waist, that can be very problematic for our spine. So we want to learn that habit of bending from the hips. So we're going to do a little side stretch next. So either standing with a wide stance or sitting with a wide stance, hands on the hips. From the hands down, root down, from the hands up, lift up. And then when you're ready, side bend. Either side you want to go to, I'll demonstrate the sitting variation. Breathing into this. And if your arm and shoulder want to go along for the ride, you're welcome to take that arm up. If you've got fussy shoulders, you might want to stop at about shoulder height. So as always, you're in charge of your experience. If you do have your arm lifted, make sure your shoulder is down. Let's breathe into the side of our rib cage. Maybe make some space in those intercostal muscles and the side of the rib cage. Send some breath there. Maybe turn the gaze, look up toward the sky. Turn the gaze, look down toward the floor. Up toward the sky. Down toward the floor. And then as you're ready, come on back. Take a moment and notice. You feel a little bit longer in one side than the other? Let's give the other side a turn. Finding the breath. On the inhale, get tall. On the exhale, side bend the other way, whichever way you didn't go the first time. rooting down through the leg, and add the arm if you like. Breathing into your side body. Turning the gaze, looking up. And then turning, looking down. Looking up. And then down. And then make your way back to the center. So for those of us who are interested and able to come down to the mat on our tummies, let's come down to the mat on the tummy. And remember, you can use the chair as a support, bending the knees, sticking your bottom out, one knee, the other knee. And we'll make our way into crocodile pose. Those of us who are going on our belly, so we have one palm stacked over the other palm, forehead resting on the back of the stacked palms. If being on your belly is not comfortable for you or not appropriate for you, then snuggle back into the chair. So rather than trying to sit forward in the chair and create that, cultivate the strength, now we're in a resting pose. So snuggle all the way back into your chair. So now that we've made this gravitational and energetic shift, I invite you to notice what's here. For those of us on the floor, with our bellies down, you might notice the movement of breath in the back of your body. Can you feel the breath in your back ribs? For those of us in the chair, we could also bring our attention to movement of the breath in the back body. You might feel how when you inhale and the belly rounds, can you feel the movement of breath in the back of the rib cage, pressing into the back of the chair? So sometimes when we're invited into a resting pose, as we all are right now in a variation of a resting pose, we tend to check out. But I would encourage you to check in. What do you notice? What's here? And each time you exhale, can you allow the weight of your body to rest into that support underneath you? And then from here, at your own time, on an inhalation, please lift your right leg up. If you're on the floor, keep it nice and straight. And on the exhalation, bring the leg down. Next inhalation, the left leg comes up. Exhale, it comes down. So this is a variation of locust pose. So continue with your own pace. For those of us on the floor, it might look something like this. Breathing in and breathing out. Alternate your legs. And then finish the one that you're on, have a rest. Let's bring our arms down by our sides. If you're on the floor, forehead, chin, or cheek will come to the ground. On the inhalation, we'll lift the arms and the legs up. If we're on the floor, the head and the shoulders may come up. Exhale, come on down. Continue with this at your own pace. For those of us in the chair, we can also lift our arms and our legs up if that's available. If it's too much to lift all the limbs, just maybe lift one or two of the limbs. And see if you can do that in time with your breathing. So inhale up and exhale down. Keep the breath steady and comfortable. Don't struggle or strain. Finish the one that you're on. Relax. If you're on your belly, please roll to your back. And then once you get onto your back, hug one or both knees into your chest. Woo. Just ease out your back. So the last couple poses were for strength in the back, and now we want to stretch our back. So those of us on the floor might circle the knees. And for some of us, it's too much to hug both knees. If that's true for you, just Hug one knee at a time. Let them take turns. For those of us in the chair, to stretch the back, what I would invite you to do would be to spread your legs a little bit wide, support your back with your hands, and then ever so gently stretch your back, moving side to side. Keeping the breath easy. Notice what you're thinking. If your mind has wandered off, bring it back. There is no place else to be right now, nothing else to do. Can you be present? This is the practice, staying present. And then at your own time, make your way back to the center. Those of us in the chair can bring our legs toward each other. And then those of us on the floor, please have your knees bent, feet on the floor, and take your arms out to your sides. Those of us in the chair can let our arms rest. Those of us on the floor, the arms will be out in a T position, palms up or down. And all of us together, let's rock our knees from side to side. Not in any rush, just rock the knees. And if you like, you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. So if your knees go to the right, your head goes to the left. So just nice and easy spinal twist, not pushing anything or rushing anything. If you're on the floor and you're playing with this, for some of us it might feel really nice to just drop the knees one way, turn the head the other way, and just hang out there for a few moments. If you have a support to put under your knees, you might use it if that's helpful. Just breathing into the twist. If you're on the floor, feeling the shoulder blades connected to the earth. If your shoulder blades have popped up, then you've gone too far. And if you're flopping one way and you haven't switched, please switch your knees to the other side. Just enjoying whatever variation of the spinal twist is useful for you today. And then without any sense of rushing or urgency, make your way back to the center. And let's take our right arm and extend it up to the sky and wave it about. And let's allow each of the joints in that right arm to move. So moving the finger joints, the wrist joint, the elbow joint, the shoulder joint. Just waving it in the breeze like seaweed. Easy breath. And then when you're ready, just let that arm rest at your side or in your lap. It's done for today. Just let it rest. And next we'll extend the left arm up toward the sky and also wave that in the breeze. Making sure each of the joints in that arm move. The finger joints, the wrist joint, the elbow joint, the shoulder joint. Just waving it like spaghetti. Somebody was looking at you, they'd say, oh my goodness, that person has no bones in that arm. Breathing. And then just let that arm rest at your side or in your lap. It's done for today. So if there's something that we didn't get to, that your body is calling out to do, I invite you to take this moment to honor whatever it is that your body is needing, whatever movements you'd like to add. And then when you're ready, set up for relaxation. You have earned your relaxation. So feel free, if you're on the floor, to extend your legs out long, or if you have a bolster or a prop that you want to put under your knees, you could do that. For some of us on the floor, it's kind of nice to put our legs up on the chair and settle in for relaxation with legs on a chair. That's a lovely option for some of us. For those of us in the chair, make sure that you have a pillow or a support cushioning your back. And if you like, you could put your sweater back on. You know, when we get really relaxed, sometimes we get cold. So feel free to cover yourself with a blanket if you have a blanket. Put your socks back on. Take out your teeth. Whatever suits you to be comfortable. And we'll do a little guided relaxation. Bringing the attention to your face. Soften all the muscles of expression. Allow your face to be passive and relaxed. Bring your attention to your eyes and invite your eyes to rest back quietly in the sockets. Bring your attention to your brain and invite your brain to rest back quietly in the skull. With your mind's eye, release the hinge of your jaw. Allow your teeth to part gently. Your lips barely touch. Soften the inside of your mouth and allow your tongue to fall away from the mouth. Bring your attention to your neck, softening your neck and your throat. Bring your attention to your shoulders, freed of the weight of the head and the neck. If you're on the floor, your shoulders can rest back. Allow your arms, your hands, your fingers to be soft and relaxed. Bring your attention to the palms of your hands. Nothing to hold on to right now, nothing to grasp. Just let go. Bring your attention to your inner organs and give yourself permission to let go of any physical tension you might feel in your organs or any emotional tension. Sometimes we hold emotions in our bodies. There might be fear in the belly or anger in the heart, sadness in the lungs. At this time, give yourself permission to let go of anything that's not serving you. Relax your buttocks, your groin, your hips. Soften your legs, your feet, and your toes. Allow your bones to become heavy so the weight of your whole skeleton drops into the support of the chair or the floor. Allow your flesh to soften away from your bones. And invite the skin all over your body to soften and release. Trust that the floor or the chair will hold you up. Trust that everything is as it should be. For the next few minutes, nothing to do, nothing to fix or figure out, nothing to plan, nothing to do. But relax and release, surrendering completely and fully to the earth. Bringing your awareness back into the room. See if you can stay connected to the sense of stillness and peace that you may have experienced with your practice. Recognize that the stillness is available at any time through the breath and that you can return to it throughout your day. Perhaps even share the sense of stillness with others. So at your own time, in your own way, please bring some gentle movement to your fingers and your toes. Stretch any places that need to stretch. And for those of us on the floor, bend one or both knees, roll to your side. Please rest on your side for a few breaths. Be kind to your nervous system. Don't just pop up. Give yourself some time and space to come back. And when you are ready, please come to a comfortable sitting position. Either come back to sitting in your chair or sit on the floor if that's available to you, whatever you like. And we'll finish our practice today by bringing our palms together. Thumbs come to heart center. Heart lifts to meet thumbs. We take this moment to be grateful for the gift of breath. Whatever else you choose to be grateful for today. We say together, Namaste. I honor you. Thank you for coming to play today.